Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you might be watching. Welcome to this live coverage of the 2024 summer tour hosted by the EUF here in Warsaw, Poland. My name is Benjamin Ort. I am commentating for this game. Something new I've picked up this weekend. So please, if you have any feedback or questions or something you would like to know, please hit me up on Instagram. That's at Benjamin Ort, Benjamin OORT. You might know me from my playing time. Played most of my first life with Gut, the mixed team from Amsterdam that has been quite successful for the last few years. And I've had my fair share of international experience as well. But today is not about me, it's about these two teams because the matchup we are going to be looking at today is a crucial one for the top position in this Pool B here in Warsaw. Both these teams have gone unbeaten so far, and maybe slightly as expected. Um, Tartu Turbulence from Tartu is currently sitting in 12th position in the ranking. And then we got PELT from Ireland sitting in 18th. So 6 positions difference between these two teams. However, the ranking points are very, very, very close. So there's lots at stake at this game, both in terms of ranking points and for the algorithm, but also for the tournament itself. The way this tournament works, it's 11 teams, so there's two pools, one from 5, one from 6. Both these teams come from the pool with 5 teams, and they will play a round robin first. They will only play one more game, or I believe PELT played. This is the 4th game for PELT today, and the 3rd one for Tartu. So Tartu has one more pool game in the morning tomorrow. PELT will only have this one and then a placement game tomorrow afternoon. And so the first seeded teams in both pools pretty much play the final. The winner of that final gets a automatic ticket to the EUCS. As we are on their way, PELT in white with the green touches on their jerseys against Tartu in full black. So see an immediate turnover. It's not how you want to start a game. Golden opportunity for Tartu to come out hot. Swing it, but also giving it right back to the Irish. Yes, I will have to try to figure out the player numbers here. As Aaron go deep. A couple players under a lot of contact on the reception. Let's see if he's going to call something. Both players are in some sort of pain, I think. Let's see what happened there again. Irish player taking position. Yeah. I believe there's also some tangling of the feet. Luckily, both players seem to be all right. Little downward facing dog. Number 12 thinking he is in a yoga class, outdoor yoga class, but he's clearly on a ultimate field. Arguing I think the Syrian player arguing he couldn't get to the discus Okay, well, I'm not sure if that's the right solution. Um, from my point of view, it was clearly that the Irish player had position, but the players seem to agree to disagree, so this goes back to the thrower.
That's Christie in the game now. Let's go.
It's the Irish initiate from a horizontal stack, setting up another deep shot. This one with much more separation. Can she track it down? No, but number 9 can. Ben Martin, tall figure, trying to find a solution, dumps it back, swinging it to the end zone, finds Hannah Wilson. It's a good break here for the Irish to start this game off. So, as I said before, lots of things to play for here, both in the ranking point of view as well as the tournament itself. So, both these teams are definitely in contention, but not sure by any means of a EUCF spot. So, at this point, there's two ways for them to get there. It's either to win the next two games, meaning that the winner of this game will probably, I mean, I say for sure, but it looks like it, that they'll play in the finals. Tartu having another pool play game tomorrow morning that they would also still have to win against EUCS Ultimate. So that's definitely not for sure. Anyways, let's say they do win that game, and then they will play in the final against most likely Mosquitoes from Austria. And the winner of that game, which will be the winner of the tournament, gets a automatic bid. So then your ranking does not matter anymore. The other way is to still climb up the ladder in terms of ranking points, and then every point of this match counts a lot. Tartu goes deep to Tam, one of the favorite targets for this team, if not the. Big frame, goes deep early, and Tartu get the easy hole to start the game for them. So we see another shot. Goes up early, but I have to say it was a nicely placed disc as well. You just had to run onto it and get up there. And we all know that Jakob Tam can do that pretty well. So yeah, both teams also still looking for their ranking points. If you go to the ranking app created by the EUF or the website, ranking.ultimatefederation.eu, you can see the ranking, you can see the matchups, you can see all the teams that participated in the EUCS this year. You can look at the rosters, you can look at the games, you can see pretty much everything over there. But for this moment, what's most interesting is the matchup opportunity. So you can put in two teams. So let's say in this scenario, of course, PELT and Tartu, and the algorithm will predict or give you an expected score, and that's pretty much the base mark that the algorithm will use in order for you to reward or subtract points from your ranking. As we see PELT moving it up the field quickly, backhand shot inside, nice find. And that's again Wilson with the score, even though we have some sort of travel call somewhere back. There was definitely some quick movement, give and goes, which usually is questionable to see if those travel calls are actually travels or whether they actually affect the play, but seem to have reasonable discussion about it, as I believe the call has been retracted, so the goal stands PELT up 2-1. So we have another look. Let's see if we can spot the travel call. I get where it's coming from. I feel like maybe in theory he has a point. The PELT player slightly maybe changing his angle a little bit to the left to step into that backhand, but on the other hand, I don't think it really affected his throwing motion that much. So I guess fair solution, but also good to know that this was maybe on the edge. So yeah, win-win situation. So the matchup tab, if you use that on ranking.ultimatefederation.eu, and you go to PELT Tartu, the predicted score or expected score is Tartu to win 15 to 14.3. So that means that's it's very close. The rating difference between these two teams is 95, which might not say a lot, but I think the reference is that a universe point win is 125 points difference. So we're closer to a universe point win than between these two teams, as we see Tartu charging it up the field. Tara, always recognizable with her hat, such a dominant force for this team. She goes inside, easy find to number 97, and I would love to give her a shout out for that score, but she does not seem to be on the roster, or at least that number. So I'll try to figure that out maybe in some other ways. If you know who that is, definitely send me a direct message on Instagram. It's at Benjamin Ort. Or if you don't know who that is and you just want to say hi or shout out a person or whatnot, also reach out to me on Instagram. Happy to answer any questions if you have. So yeah, back to those ranking and the predicted score. So pretty much this game, these two teams are so close to each other, both on this tournament, at this tournament, trying to beat or trying to win this pool, but also in the ranking system. They're so close to one another that this is really going to come down to wire. And for both these teams, this is a crucial match to, almost you could say not secure, but really the team that's going to win this game is going to have a big step moving forward for the ranking points, especially if they win by more than 1 point. The Irish move it up the field comfortably. Looks for the around. Another backhand around shot to Martin. Fakes the around. Goes for the blade. And nicely caught by McCoy. Or McKayon. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation. Next time I'll do another PELT game or another Irish game with Lorcan Murray, obviously. Great commentator. He can definitely help me with some of those pronunciations. As we see the Irish D-line back on the field. 4 middle matching players on this line. EF using the ABBA gender rule in the mixed division, combined with gender pulling as well. So whichever gender is quote unquote dominant on the field has to throw the pull as well. Tom on the underneath moves it forward to that far side. Like to see them get it off that sideline and then swing it there. Just as I say that, they do exactly that. Back to Tom, to the near side, back to the middle. They move back. It's good pressure from the Irish, but also very conservative shots from Tartu. So move it up steadily. Nice give go. Tom goes to the end zone. Nice find. To 97 again. He's already had 2 scorers. According to the stats at the EUCS schedule.ultimatefederation.eu, you can have a look there. So I see all the results from this weekend. She's listed at number 33. So that would be Clara Late. So yeah, she's definitely putting her fingerprint on this game early, starting off hot. Lots of interesting results coming in already today. There's 5 different spring tours happening this weekend. This is a mixed one in Russia. There's a open and women's in Chambéry in France, and there's, I believe, only mixed in Freiburg, Germany. And then we have Heilbronn, which is an open competition. Leicester, which is, I believe, also only open. And then in Trnava is another open and women's spring tour, or a summer tour, I should say. Again, all these winners from the summer tour will get a wild card to go to the ECF. And as we see the Irish going up the line, I believe that's a travel call, and I would happily agree with that. It was moonwalking a bit there. Still seem to be a bit frustrated about that call, but definitely McAllister did not have his pivot foot down all the way. Back in action. Continuing the flow. It's another travel. This one won't get called. But a nice block. Still some contact. Yeah. Seemed to be uncontested. Got a lot of disc, but he also got a lot of body contact in getting there. Disc is checked back in. Moves it back to the end zone line. The Irish. Nice back end around break. Good take from Martin. So both teams just staying on serve, trading back and forth. Playing pretty good ultimate so far. It's been good to see. See another look at that around break. Meanwhile, on the other field, still in this pool happening, out taking a demanding 7-0 lead against EUCS Ultimate. EUCS having a tough time in that pool today. Going 0-2, probably going 0-3 later tonight, and then tomorrow they'll face Tartu. So, yeah, let's say probably good lessons there for them to learn at this level, but not quite at the EUCF level yet. Good to see, though, a lot of Polish teams attending the EUCS this year. It's Tartu approaching the red zone. Disc under pressure. Nice block from 36. Jack Mitchell. Thought for a second it might be a foul call. It was definitely close, but got there cleanly. It's good to see him. PELT with a golden opportunity. Lots of contact there for positioning. But Darryl O'Sullivan gets up big. Seen quite some physicality so far in this game. Both teams handling it quite well, I feel like. The uncontested call, previous point. And yeah, these two chaps definitely not afraid to shove a bit, but both seem to be fine with it. And got up big, got up strong, and made the play. So we are back in action. So we see Tom isolated, I think. It's unfortunate our camera cannot see that, but it's isolated in big space. Slight collision in the middle of the field. Irish player, I think that's Hannah Wilson, trying to walk away. Thought there was no call, but Clara Lead having something to say about that. Or maybe she doesn't. Retracted the foul call. Again, good spirit from both sides. I feel like very calmly discussing the play and resulting in a retracted call with PELT with another golden opportunity to make get a break, and they get another one. That's the sideline erupts. That's Mitchell with a crucial score here to go up 6-3. As I got word from some particular Irish commentator tuning into the game, correcting me on my pronunciation that I butchered a bit earlier. So thanks again for filling me in there. And so that should be Aoife McKeown, if I'm correcting that pronunciation that I messed up earlier with the score to make it 3-2 earlier this game. Always good to learn and keep improving. see. I'll start from the big mark. Tom coming under. Continuing to Terra. Ever reliable connection to lead. Those three big playmakers for the Tartu side. Go with a high blade. Nice grab. It's another score from number 12 that, again, is not showing up on the stat sheet. So let's hope that we can figure out who number 12 is. We have a couple of nice moments already. I believe that was Pello then, Jakob Pello. His shirt says Lilleborg, but I think it might be Janek Pello with a lovely flick assist to get the first score on the board for Tartu. I'll be interested to see what Tartu comes down next in this defensive possession, because so far it's they haven't really had been able to disturb the Irish so far. The Irish have made some mistakes, but they were mostly unforced. So we see another bladey shot. This one with a lot of pressure on Anita Tao is right there. Nice grab by McKeown. I hope I'm getting there. I thought she was going to lay out and get there. This one just dropped out of the hand. As Tartu is now looking to get back a break. So we see a nice inside shot, gets her hand on it, thinks about laying out, but just slightly too far. Nice Oyo upfield. And then he's going to get that travel call back. I believe those two have been arguing before a bit as well. That one definitely close. Couldn't see if he changed direction. I think it was within the 3 allowed steps that you're allowed to take after you catch the disc. And I believe that's also the conclusion that they had. So this is going to stay with Terra. Dumps it back. That's to Lepik. Finding that reset, late stall. Going up the line. Keep attacking that open side. Just to get a crucial break back as the Irish players are asking for a breather. The O-line wants a timeout. Not sure if they're going to get one. So I think both these teams will definitely, the summer tour for these kind of teams are the most interesting ones with lots to play for. And that's why I like that we have the updated ranking later this evening, so that teams sort of know where they stand and what they still might have to do in order to climb their ranking or secure their spot to the ECF. PELT really on a charge here, trying to, you could call it maybe upset a bit, maybe not looked at properly for the course of the season, only quote unquote sitting on the 18th spot in the ranking, but definitely showing Tartu and the rest of the teams here that they feel like they belong at the EUCF. They had a pretty good spring tour earlier this year, just with high variance, um, beating some good teams convincingly, but then also losing to Glasgow, for example, 5-10, which cost them more than 20 rating points, which is significant. So they're definitely trying to be more consistent in this tournament and proving everyone that they should be up there. Tartu, on the other hand, only went to the elite invite, so playing against the top 8 teams from last year's EUCF. Good opportunity to meet with some top teams and try to see how you compare to those. They lost. Oh, as we see, slightly overshot throw for the Irish. As we see, Lilleborg has now been updated in stats thanks to my commentator friend Lorcan. Thank you so much for doing that. As there is a stoppage on the field. So yes, definitely some of these Tartu players wearing some jerseys that they did not fill in beforehand, or maybe forgot their jerseys or whatnot. But most of the problems seem to be resolved by now. And so Tartu actually only went to the elite invite. They actually lost 5 out of 6 games. And so you might ask how they're still in the top 10. Well, they were playing against good teams and they barely lost against most of them. So that's the lovely thing about this system, that even if you lose, but you're still close to maybe a team that's way better than you, if you play a close game against them, then it's going to still get you some points. So we see a good defensive possession here by the Irish, really slowing Tartu down near the end zone as they swing it around. Lilleborg, lefty, offhand, caught but not in bounds. And we see a slight miscue on the reset. PELT really getting away with some here, but I have to say it was good pressure from them, making them work hard. Martin underneath. Moves it back. Oh, the defender couldn't see. And now they go deep. Martin with a high grab. As we have another call, I believe. Maybe it's a pick call. I'm not sure. Now I would love to see the hand signals. I understand the pain of the commentators so much more now. When I was only playing, I was like, these commentators are always talking about hand signals and yada yada yada. For me, it always felt so obvious that everyone knew what's happening on the field, but now I can experience that it is sometimes very difficult. So would have loved to see some hand signals here. Anyways, we are back in action. Not sure what the call was. I think either travel or a pick call. We're back in action down to this near side. Martin again getting the underneath, getting a lot of chunking yards for this Irish side. Swings it to Mead. To McAllister with the hammer. Martin is there. Can he get there? Sure. Two-handed grab. Nicely taken. PELT definitely doing a lot of damage with their over their tops and bladey throws. Tartu's playing good defense, but their PELT is using their big targets, their big bodies, and their creative throws to their advantage. As PELT now finally calls their timeout to gear up for a big push to take half. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back when the play resumes. Stay tuned. And we are back in action in this thrilling game so far between PELT and Tartu Turbulence. Two of the top teams here at the summer tour in Warsaw, battling for that first spot in the pool. It's now the Irish go a little zone action. I always like to see it. Mark Fanning, legend of the sport, I could say, especially in Ireland. This big frame used as the centerpiece of this wall. So he's towering over most of these players. Even Jakob Tam looks a bit small next to him, even though he's not a small figure himself by any means. Tartu just swinging it around, looking quite comfortable, but also not really making a lot of yards. In fact, they're almost moving back at this point. What I like from this Irish zone is the amount of communication and such an underrated part of zone ultimate or zone defense. It's the communication from in the field, but also you can see how involved and active the sideline is. So that's really like an eighth person on the field that's helping out this defensive unit. And so far it's been very successful. Tartu finally going over the top. Nice play, nice catch from Terra. She moves it back to Tam. And they go back into their swinging as they have been before. Has been okay, but not very successful in terms of gaining yards. So far the only throw that gained yards was the blade over the top. So let's see if Tartu can find more of those. Or maybe they're just trying to work this zone. Oh, and finally, a slight misthrow, but also great run through from Alex Lowry. Saw the opportunity, went to the disc aggressively, and got that disc. It's the Irish. Go for an inside blade. Then take the round shot to, I believe that was Fanning, but he just couldn't get there. Put his body on the line. We have another look. The inside shot. I like the idea from Mitchell. I think he might have touched it. Such a wasted opportunity. That's too bad. Let's see if Tartu now goes with the over-the-top method. Go to the big man. Seem to be working so far. As they now find the hole through the zone. Gives and goes, and slightly too hasty from Daniel Tater. Trying to keep the disc moving. But maybe got a bit too enthusiastic. So PELT with another great opportunity to take off here. Maroney. Upfield. Goes to Fanning. Fakes the big backhand. Some sort of collision downfield with, I think that's Mitchell. Mitchell and Taylor got tangled up. Uncontested foul, I think. So this gets back in the hands of Fanning. You see it. Centers to Maroney. Nice pop to Sexton. She's on that sideline. Fanning goes up the line. Foul on the mark. Just try to pivot around. She's saying, that's the classic argument. Thrower saying, you fouled me because she touched me. Marker saying I was just holding my ground. Spoiler alert, you're never going to win that argument. That's the marker. Disc back. Not a good gainer. Another one to Mitchell. Gets it to Maroney. Sexton goes up line. Oof, Poppy, disc back. No call. Oh, there is a call. We have going to be the same argument. Let's see if my prediction will be correct. Maroney definitely with a interesting release on that. It's the Irish player on the sideline raising his hand. Like to see that. Just signaling that he thinks that he could give a perspective. Not getting involved immediately, but waiting for the players in the call to actually ask for the advice or the perspective, which has happened now. He is sharing it with the players involved. As they have come to a conclusion to contest that cause. We have another quick look. I mean, there's definitely contact on the hand. It's hard for me to see if that was after the throw or during. Anyways, this gets back in the hands of Maroney as he goes for a high blade. Who's getting underneath there? A lot of players. It's bobbled, fumbled 2-3 times. Tom cleans up the trash, but there has been a call. I believe Sexton arguing she couldn't get to that disc. Let's see, there was a whole bunch of players underneath that disc. Sexton definitely involved in some contact from Feske. I'm not sure if it was that significant to impact that play. It's always tough in these situations. Skyball goes up, there's 5-6 players underneath it. It's impossible to avoid contact. On the other hand, if you're just about to jump, then even a small kind of contact can really affect the way you can get up for a disc. So definitely a tough position, but so far, from what I can see from the stream, it's good to see that both teams are discussing these calls in a calm way. So thank you Helentera for the clear hand signals. Contested foul. The disc will go back to the thrower. I suppose this disc will come back at high stall, probably like stall 6. So, yeah, Irish need to think quick here. Let's see what they got in store for us. I'm going to guess a hammer to the end zone. No, it's not a hammer. It's a blade. Back of the end zone. Nicely caught. Two receivers there. But it's Lowry picking up the scraps. We also got the block earlier on. So I believe that would be a double happiness. As this is a crucial break for the team in white. As they take half, 8-5. We'll take a little break and get back to you once the action resumes. Stay tuned.
Yes, he will. The lovely day.
Do you have a copy of the rules? Because I read the rules again at half time and it says that there is one timeout period at half time.
We know it, but
Yeah.
because of the previous things, we thought that we don't have extra thing.
Okay, that's fine.
That's right.
Of course,
Yes,
of course,
we
sorry.
know that because we
Of
wanted,
course.
yes.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was coming from being we were like, of course, apologies.
Yeah, but there is no time.
Yeah.
And the time. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what we found out the last time too, but in the briefing, then, it says in the player briefing, it's in the paper sent by the tournament directors, it says.
I know that's why
Okay, I know.
Czy ja mam ogarniać te światła, czy ktoś to ogarnie już?
And we are back. Second half action of the Summer Tour 2024 here in Warsaw, Poland. PELT had a excellent first half with, in my opinion, the highlight for PELT that half was that zone defense. As we see, they have now transitioned back into a person defense. But for me, that was definitely the biggest takeaway, that was a very effective zone. It's good to see them throw something out there that Tartu was struggling with. And definitely a weapon that they can use tomorrow, and perhaps if they make it also at the EUCS. You see a lovely no-look offhand backhand. They did so casual. Lillark. So goes for the around backhand to Bello. Very patient offense so far. I think that's lead with the disc.
Very exciting.
Nice backhand gives go with Lillark. Back to lead. Tara opening the middle, goes deep to Tom. That's a connection that's gonna work 9 out of 10 times, I feel like. Great thrower in Tara, great receiver in Tom.
That's okay, I understand.
And Tartu needs more of that.
Of course. Yes, no, of course, I can, no.
Really not cutting that hard even, Tom, just trusting the receiver,
You know what happened?
being thrown open.
Okay,
And Helen Terra really a matchup for any
Yeah, I know it's quite.
defender to try and stop her. I saw her play at the Elite Invite. I was there playing with the Mooncatchers in the Open Division, and watched a couple of Tartu games, and it's wonderful to see. I think at Elite Invite they even had less players. They have a small roster at this tournament, but I think at that tournament there were only maybe 14, 15 players. And I believe she was just playing almost every point, and it was very, very enjoyable to watch, to see her dominate and just keep going, relentless cutting and throwing. As the Irish go deep right away, with a target going deep, can he get there? What a catch from Christy McAllister! Goes full extension. Got the camera eyes pointing at it. Let's see if that person has gotten a nice shot at it. Let's see another look. Turning on, goes to the next level with that catch. What a take that was. And that's surely going to fire up this PELT side even more. No mucking about, just sending it deep. Let McAllister run after it and get that disc. And I know from experience that a play like that can really change the way a team feels. That after you get on that field now, there's a certain level of energy, also a certain level of expectation maybe, now that McAllister has shown his team that this is what he's going to put into this game. And he knows that it's going to take that much to beat this team. And he's now asking his teammates to do the same and really try to find that extra gear to close this game out. PELT leads 9-6. Tartu with a horizontal setup. It's been working for them so far. Tom gets the first underneath. He hucks it. Now it's the other way around, and that's a lovely, lovely, lovely put. Tartu showing we can huck too, but we'll just put it on a perfect platter, and so we can just run it in, and we don't have to make those fancy layouts. Tom just stepping into it, knows his receiver like no other. And Helen Tara just casually cashing it in. It's now the temperature starting to cool down a little bit. These players have had a pretty long day so far. It's 7:30 local time in the evening. As I said, for PELT, it's their fourth game, which is a tough day. But tomorrow morning they'll have a bye, so they can catch up on some sleep, maybe get some rest for their placement game. But their eyes are first focused on this game as Tara gets awfully close to an underneath block. Footman got in a piece of that disc, as we see an unfortunate injury. Mead grabbing his knee, his right one. He's able to come off the field by himself. Now gets a hand. Very nicely from his opponent, Daniel Taylor. Always good to see. And obviously everyone hopes that Mead will be fine and back in the game soon. Stay reset to Scully. Break to the middle. McAllister back on that field. Wouldn't be surprised if he's not coming off this O-line game. Must feel good getting that layup block as he feels good about himself taking a deep shot. Only this time, we're shooting to 3 defenders from Tartu. As I think McKeown was not happy with that decision. And I cannot really blame her, I guess. It's now Tartu. Big chance to get back into this game, both on the scoreboard but also mentally. The difference between an 10-7 and a 9-8 just feels like a completely different ball game. So they'll be trying to take care of the disc very carefully now. So a slight foul call in the stack seemed to be resolved fairly. Disc coming back in any second. Another offhand backhand to Terra. And we have a pick call, I think, downfield, so off screen. Don't think it really affected this play. Back in action. The hug. It's Blady. It's probably a bit short. He's trying to with the sliding grab. That's the PELT player cramping up. Very nice from Lilleorg to help out a bit, stretching. Let's see what happens there. The hug, I feel like he did have separation, was just not the right angle. I mean, he was just. So what happens there is I think he's trying to throw it a bit too quickly, so he's putting too much power into that disc, which sounds maybe weird because too much power usually means further, right? But power only works if you can put the right ratio of spin and angle into it as well. I think like those 3 elements really is what makes a throw. The ratio of speed, spin, and angle. And so that disc had too much speed for the spin it had. As we see a towering defense, Lilleorg goes after the racecourse, but we have Maroney. And welcome to First Aid with Robin Lilleorg, your cramp stretching specialist. Has a PhD in that. Not a lot of people know that, but he does. As the Irish take another sub. So there's no call, just an injury. I'm not sure if Tartu is making any substitutions, but yeah. So see the Maroney still on the floor on the sideline. Let's hope he's okay, and it's just a cramp. So you can tell that the four game a day schedule is taking its toll on this Irish side, and we already know that PELT has traveled quite a bit to get to this tournament from Ireland to Poland, so maybe the travel is also slightly causing some fatigue. As Lilleorg now has another Irish player. Let's see if he can cause another cramp there. Quite static play now. Stara comes underneath us. She seems to be a rescue option for this team more often than not. Closing in, back to Lilleorg. Just dumping and swinging it back, not really making many yards. But just as I said, it's Tara again. Who else? As the break side continues all the way to Lilleorg. who has now needed some needed rest. Got a block. Got a score. Helped 2 people. Got rid of some cramps. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a stat line like that. I for sure haven't had that stat line ever in a point. Maybe we should send this to like a sports highlight or ESPN or whatever. As we see a timeout being called. So let's have a quick word from our sponsors and we'll be back in a minute.
I poproszę, żeby ktoś przywiózł kulę z namiotu dużego. Leżą w tym całym
Welcome back to the action. As we just saw in the ad, the times that we should all be paying attention to if you care about Ultimate in Europe, the podcast In and Out. The first episode actually already airing in just under an hour from now. Hopefully all the results from this day will be in on time so that we can have a first look at that updated ranking, taking the results from today into account. Obviously not the final results, final rankings, because we have tomorrow still lots to play for, lots of wild cards to still be awarded. And so the final episode of In and Out, hosted by Rafi Vasudevan, will be streamed on Monday evening at, I believe, 8 p.m. Central European time. As we are back in action, vertical stack action. See Martin, big fake, taking the save, reset all the way to the other side to McKeown, I think. As Martin with another backhand fake. This disc is tapped by a cramp specialist. This calf still working perfectly fine. Lovely poach. Anticipated, took the risk, and got rewarded. As he takes a nice couple of feet inside. Got away with it. Tara, round break. Again, using that break side momentum. Had Tam in the end zone, but wasn't ready to throw yet. Now goes back as the pick is being called. Tartu really firing up right now. It's back into the middle. Again, it's a quick give-go movement from Tartu to go to the end zone. Now it's too far. No, it's not. It was. It looked too far to the hand. Then she got so close, made a great bid. But on the landing, just dropped it. You see that disc just had the slightest inside-out angle. And it's those little mistakes that are making it so difficult to catch. PELT, go the other way. There's the receiver deep. Try to hit him. Nice high take. That's Mitchell. Gets it back to the middle. Receiver in the end zone. Can he keep it in bounds? Yes, he can. Fionn Murray with the brightest cleats I've seen so far. As Tartu will be slightly devastated with that wasted opportunity that they had. Got the nice block. work it up to the end zone, and it's those final mistakes that are can turn out to be quite costly. PELT though, stopping the bleeding a little bit. I mean, bleeding. They only conceded one break, but almost two. So definitely happy to put this one on the board. As we see, I believe it might be that zone line again. As we see Mark Fanning again, fifth person on the line here. Let's see what the Irish are going to bring defensively this point. As Fionn Murray, as of course everyone knew except me, is Lorcan's brother. Lorcan, of course, big name in the Ultimate community, is one of the best commentators, in my opinion, of the game. The most entertaining for sure. And wanted to give a quick shout out to the wonderful mom of the two Murrays, Adele. And then he's sending me Niargala, I think. So Adele Niargala, shout out to you for creating two wonderful boys, contributing to the Ultimate community in their own respective ways. As we see, as I said before, the zone again from the Irish. Again, the over-the-top shot seems to work the best. Tara, very close to the end zone. She goes to Tom. He jumps it in. Nice hole for Tartu. So we see the Tartu lines getting tighter and tighter. So we see most of these players not coming off the field. Most notably Tom, of course, and Tara, but also Lead and the cramp specialist. Recognizing how important these few points are. Again, Tartu supposed, quote unquote, or expected to win this game by 1 point. And so anything that is less than a universe point win for Tartu is going to drag them down in the ranking. For PELT, obviously the other way around. So really, winning this game is the only real way for both these teams to gain positions in this ranking system. And for Tartu, it actually should be, or they're really trying to aim for a win by more than 1. O'Sullivan goes to the under, but great block. As the cramp specialist picks up. Goes to Tom. Let's see what he has in store. Here he goes with another underneath. Keeps it safe. He goes deep. Let's see who's underneath that. Of course it's going to be Tara. What a shot. Definitely Tara is tearing it up, as you can say. But those hucks are on the money to her. This one, slight inside-out shot. Doesn't have an awful lot of separation, to be honest, but enough to trust her to make that play, as she so many times has done. And this one is going to come down to the wire, everybody. So exciting. They're going to take a timeout. We will too. We will be back as soon as the play resumes. Stay tuned.
Yes. Sorry.
And welcome back to the action, to what I believe is still the only game played at Saturday evening here at the Spring Tour, or the Summer Tour, excuse me. All other locations have finished up their games for this day. This field had a slight delay for some reasons, so that's why we're running a bit late, but that only means that we can now fully focus on how this match will turn out to end. If you just tuned in, we're looking at PELT versus Tartu Turbulence here in the mixed division. Both teams very much in contention for locking in that first spot in this pool. It's not confirmed yet, but it probably means that the winner of this game will lock in that first spot into the final tomorrow. So you see Inkenhaag, actually a former teammate of mine from Gut. Used to live in the Netherlands, but moved to Ireland a couple years ago. As she gets the disc right on the end zone, goes for the scuba. That's what we love to see at Gut. She does it here as well. Great shot to the end zone. That's to Connor Pesh as he receives the 11-10 goal. So nice and clean hold from the Irish. As I said, so you could pretty much see this as a semi-final, as I believe we just heard the time cap go off. So I am not sure. I believe if it just went off, then it's probably finished this point and then +1. So I believe that is the case, and that we are not facing a game point situation right now. Anyways, it's running in very close. Both these teams, both in terms of ranking and for the tournament itself, are neck and neck, and pretty much a win is the only way for these teams to improve their situation. Obviously, for the tournament itself, you have to win to secure that first spot in the pool, but also for the ranking. These teams are so close to each other in terms of ranking points. They are both very much in contention to make it to the EUCS, but both are also not sure yet. So lots and lots of weight on this all line right now for Tartu, as this is a must-score situation pretty much for them. Linz goes to lead, who has been so reliable this game. Looking for options though, finds one, gets it right back. As Tom busts underneath, one-handed grab. Will he take a shot? He will, of course he will. That's a nice looking flick to the cramp man. He gets there with a nice between the leg spike. Checks in on his defender, making sure cramp, because the cramp man for sure doesn't. So we tied up at 11, and if my information is correct, it should be a universe point now. So we see Tom, and again, it's that shape of the flick, as I was saying before, and I've also said it before in other streams today. If that disc is slightly more to the right, or maybe even to the right corner of the end zone, it's such a more risky shot, because then it becomes much more of a foot race between Lil Orc and his defender. But by the edge that Tom puts on that disc, the angle slightly towards the left side, fading towards the break side. That's what makes it disc so dangerous and so effective. It travels to a place where only the Crampman can get there, and that was a crucial hold. And I believe we're going into Universe, ladies and gentlemen. What an exciting time to be a commentator. One of my first gigs as a commentator. Enjoying it so far. Definitely let me know what you think. Hit me up on Instagram at Benjamin Ort, Benjamin OORT. So let me know if you have any feedback or you want a shout out or if you have any questions. Happy to hear whatever you have to say. And I feel lucky to be commentating this very exciting game as Tartu with their best 7 on the field. Same goes for PELT. And here we go in this very exciting matchup here in the next division. PELT starting their offensive possession, going for a horizontal stack, initiating to that open side. It's McKeown with that disc to Martin. Slight travel call, goes back to McKeown. Goes upfield to Sexton. She goes to the middle. Big fake. I thought it was going up. It wasn't. Tartu playing some contain here, but this was a nice inside shot to Martin. Crampman trying to catch up as they go into end zone offense. McKeown with the break. Sexton goes around again to Martin. He goes for the blade. There's a couple players underneath it. Can he get there? No, he cannot. But was he fouled on the way? No, he was not. What a play from Lauritz. And also what a positioning from... we love to see that. Great positioning from Tara. Of course, definitely a mismatch in terms of height, but she positioned herself in a way and sort of held her ground, which made it so much more difficult for the receiver to get to that disc. And now, Tartu with a unique opportunity to, it almost feels like steal this game. It's been PELT that has been the controlling team so far, the dominating team so far in this game. Crampman goes around. Irish defense tightening the screws. But of course, Tara is there to open up that option. Tom seems to be tired. He's going deep now. Tara, she's going to feed him. Of course she is. Is he going to get there? Oh, what a block. Tom gets down on his knees. He cannot believe what just happened. He had the good positioning. But Dara O'Sullivan gets maybe a slight piece of that disc, or at least puts enough pressure on Tom to make him drop that disc. And now PELT with another shot to take this game. What an exciting Universe point it's been so far. 2 excellent possessions from 2 teams, and then the last pass there, just trying to maybe force it slightly, but also defense giving it everything on those plays. Nice cut from Pesh. Goes to Martin, who seems to get open at will at this point. Goes with it around to Murray. Murray back to Martin. Again, bluffs that big backhand. He's doing a good job of selling them. Keep biting to them. McKeown gets hand blocked by Lead. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. This is turning to be such an iconic Universe point at this point. Hand block. Crampman, he wants to go to the end, so you could see it in his eyes. He goes underneath. Tara, great cut. Takes off deep again. Goes to Tom in the middle. Catch under pressure. Goes with the hammer to Tara. Can she get there? Yes, she can! Tom is holding up his head like, what just happened? What did we just do? as the whole Tartu Turbulence team finds their way together in the end zone. What an end to this game. A fresh under pressure. Goes with the hammer. The sliding layout grab from who else but Helen Terra. What a way to end this game with arguably one of the better combinations in the mixed division this year. Tom and Terra. That will definitely be a force to be reckoned with coming the EUCF if these two teams or if Tartu even makes it. But this was a big step for them to make that a very much likable scenario. All right, I also have to catch my breath. I'm not sure what just happened. I'm very excited about how this game turned out. Great display of ultimate by both teams. Also great display of spirit, as far as I could tell from afar, of course. But lovely to see both teams compete at such a good level and still make fair calls. So yes, definitely. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to tune in like half an hour from now to the In and Out, the updated version from the rankings with today's results taken into account. And of course, tomorrow with the final day of the summer tour here from the EUF. Thanks so much. I've been Benjamin Hort. Stay tuned and catch you in the next time. Thank you.